y'all give what is it, an examination, a psychiatric evaluation or something like that. But anyway, you might be, me myself. I know what my question was. Yeah, you said, why am I so fascinated with? Why is it so important that? And I explained that. Like, well, if you didn't get, did you hear? Are you listening to hear? Like to hear? The only way that you can listen is if you repeat every word inside of your mind. So when you talking, I'm repeating the words right back with you and verifying what you're actually saying, right? So I think you just listen, and then I don't mind the back and forth. I like to play ping pong and tennis and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're just making statements like, oh, you didn't say this or you didn't say that. But actually I did. I just broke down the whole concept. And that's how I either A is far above reach over your head, but there's no need to fear because we'll bring you up to speed. And then you can see these things for yourself. You said what? Nah. CEO dude, you had talking about all your stuff. Yeah, because you and Robert are both, professionals, if you may. Like you and Robert kind of, y'all have like a very. This is fringe conspiratorial thinking. Like another time, you would be arguing the world is flat. That is how far wrong you are. You are so far wrong, you can't see your hand in front of your face. You are wrong in the kind of way that doesn't just make you like, oops, I was wrong once. You are wrong in a way that is going to cause you to be wrong for as long as you discuss the subject. Your interest in it is weird. Your reasoning is fringe. Your legal analysis is upside down. I don't know what you're doing, but that's because you don't know what you're doing either. Okay, and thank you for sharing your limited perspective and view of what you may or may not know. Are you reading in your microphone? Are you talking while I'm talking? All right. Read my profile and understand that eating in your microphone is the most disgusting thing you can possibly do. Like, that is the most ill-mannered thing on the planet. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. What did you think? What did that make you think? Do you feel better about yourself now? So moving on. Yeah, do I feel better now that I accommodate disabilities and encourage good manners? Yes, I absolutely do. Well, that's great for you. I'm happy that you have some esteem of yourself. You're a better person, and you're going to respect yourself more when you behave properly. Right. By whose name? Is this by European statutes or? What are we speaking from here? You're not going to find a culture in the world that abuses each other by chewing microphones. So anywho, as I was saying, I'm glad you voiced your, like I say, your limited opinion and perspective. That's fine. But my whole point is that just because you get up and say, oh, it's fringe and has no legal blah, 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 does not confirm the validity of what it is that you are saying. Hold on. Secure. If that's not it, what is it? I mean, I don't even need to. I've already stated my case. You're not just moving the goalposts. For you, there are no goalposts. There is no set of standard of burden and proof anywhere in the world that will convince you that what you're saying is incorrect. And that is because you're engaging in religious reasoning. And you're, as a faith-based exercise, have decided this thing is security, no matter what. No matter what a world. Yo, he's hilarious. The level of ignorance to enter into a conversation and say, no matter what you show me, no matter what you tell me, no matter how smart you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, I shall not believe you because I've decided you're a slave. Give your head a shake. Hey, bro, why do you keep confusing me with somebody else? Bro ain't even here no more. Just so you know, I'm just saying, bro, not even here no more. He's the dude who called you a slave. You're missing my point. No, but if you're gonna speak to me, right? Because you're speaking to me, then address me. Don't address somebody else. Address me. Because that's what you're doing. You're talking about somebody else.
Answer for what burden and standard of proof will guide your decision in determining whether a birth certificate is a security or not.
I'm done answering your questions right
now.
Yeah,
that's because that's the moment you...
Because I just answered your question.
You've never answered my question.
You clearly wasn't listening.
Never answered.
Clearly don't have...
You're not just moving goalposts. You have no goalposts. And it's because you know you're full of shit, and this is a grift. You're trying to fool the people in the audience to buy some fringe financial service. And they should know better than to fall for it because this is a group.
James, you see, you messing up again. The Marvel is not selling anything.
Yeah. He's selling this fraud.
He's not selling this, bro.
Yeah, $1 million for his birth certificate.
I promise you, Marvel is not doing that.
This is fraud with a capital.
You messed up last time, and then I told you what was going on. You're like,
I didn't mess up. I did not mess up.
You did. You thought that something was going on that wasn't. I told you what was up. You said, family office. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and Euro agreed this was just for family office. Here we got Marvel saying something
Marvel
else,
is not
$1 million
anything.
for your freaking birth certificate. This is fringe grift. This is absolute
ass. If Euro was
deserves to be called out.
If Euro
deserves to be called out for exactly what it is.
If Euro was up, he would want you to
what this fool's doing.
He would want you to explain this grift thing because he said he was better than low level. We looked it up and he was like, "Oh, I'm a low level swindler. Why can't I be a high level swindler?"
Yeah. So again, all of that beautiful stuff that you said.
What is your burden and standard of proof? What will govern your decision?
Yeah, I've already stated facts.
And never answered that.
Yeah, okay.
Never answered my question. You've never addressed it, and you're being stubborn, obtuse, and ignorant.
So now you're gonna call me out my name.
Oh yeah, that's what you are. You are refusing to say what your standard of proof is, and no reasonable person in any debate does that.
Well, I gave you the law.
And, but you're ignoring my question.
You didn't see it.
My face.
You didn't see it.
If you think I'm going to respect you while you ignored my face, I'm not. Do you understand what I say when I say burden? You said move the goalpost, right?
No, I didn't say anything about goalposts. You go again. No.
We're going to establish some goalposts.
You're confusing me. No.
We're going to put some goalposts up.
What we're going to do?
We're going to decide.
We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
What's the goal and what's the goal?
We're not going to do this.
Yeah, we are, because you're full of shit. Everyone in the audience deserves to see that you have no standards for reasonable argument. You are completely making this up. You're talking to the sky. Your words are for the birds, and you refuse to define the argument in any way that can be decided in truthful terms. That something is true or not true. So I'm challenging you. What could I ever show you? What proof would ever satisfy you? What reasoning would persuade you? Name one thing, anything in the world. Crocodile tears, the Pope's hat, a blowjob from Meryl Streep. You tell me what would persuade you that a birth certificate is not a security.
You done?
Crickets.
You know why it's crickets?
Because you're full of shit.
Because we already discussed this. That's the problem. It went over your head.
That has not been
went over your head. Hey, look, let's just say that you don't know. And you think you know. And you so puffed up in your Europeanized knowledge because you went to some white folk university somewhere and learn some words and a perspective of a thing, and you don't have a full understanding of that said thing. So
it's a special kind of
it's all good, and it's all good. So
there's nothing in the world.
Luckily, I don't feel like
if I showed you a decision of the Supreme Court of the United States,
3 a.m.
Supreme Court of the United States. If I should show you a decision of the Supreme Court of the United States that said a birth certificate is not a security, would that convince you?
Are you about to do such?
Would it convince you if I did?
Are you about to do such?
No, answer my question, bitch.
Well, what you say?
I'm trying to establish what your standard of review is. And the fact that you're like, no, I know you work, what am I? No, you work, what am I? You have to say what will actually convince you. and you're being a little turd about it.
No, I don't have to say anything.
No, you don't have to say anything, but we're having an argument. You're losing.
No, I don't think so. I think you don't have a clue. That's all.
Because I would accept.
You think you know when you have no idea. You think you know, but you have right. Your standards are.
My standards are tangible.
Are based in pre-programmed thought process.
All right. So what is your standard?
That were designed for you to not know. That was designed for you to not know.
Because you're a
drifter. But let me ask you this: where you from?
From these people.
Where you from? How am I trying? Everybody on here knows that I actually give away complimentary courses. And I don't charge for anything. We give out templates and all kind of stuff.
Drifting, fraudulent, thief, lying to the whole room.
Yeah.
No standard.
You just
can't show me a single authority to say yes, birth certificate is a security.
Yeah, you clearly are blind, deaf, and dumb.
Show me an authority.
We'll just leave it at that.
Show me.
We've already done pulled a positive law.
Not show me a single.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Which one?
We've done it. We've done it.
No, you haven't.
We've done it.
No, I've been in these rooms for 4 weeks and you haven't done it.
You don't even. This is my first time ever interacting with you. I don't even know you. Who are you? Who are y'all?
Hey, real quick, hold on, real quick.
I was friends with your
James.
brother.
1 second,
5
second.
years.
Yo.
You don't know my brother.
Yeah, that's not cool. Hold up, just look at the comments. Y'all see the comments? So even if y'all gonna do this, at least see if you people just came in and don't know what's going on.
All right, so to refresh the room, Margot is a huge fraud. He's trying to rob everybody. He's a liar.
James, you can't rock like that, James.
Provide, sir. No, he's a fraud.
The argument, just stick to the argument.
All right, I'm sorry. I did that. Okay. Let him just breathe for a second. Then he can come back. Because, he just on an onslaught of, negative. And I know he loves the attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're very comical. And I actually enjoy, it's comedy to listen to you speak. And I appreciate you for every aspect of what you have contributed tonight because I don't sit in here no more. No, I moved him to the audience.
He left.
Yeah, he left though, but that's cool because it was about time for that to end anyways because he's just like people like him. He has a book he wrote, so he wants to prove that he knows. I know. Look at me, guys. I know. Come buy my book. Come follow me in the back channel. Buy my book. Follow me. Follow me, everyone. Follow me. Look at me. I know some stuff. The white man taught me a lot, and I know a lot. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to indoctrinate you with the same things that he indoctrinated me with. We pulled up the definition of a security. They like to try to define a security as all these different things. I remember my elder was like, a security ain't nothing but a piece of paper with some numbers on. See, I love when people who really do this and people who really understand it and can break it down for you and make it make sense. Be grateful for that, y'all, because I'm telling you, I've been around this information for a long time. And sometimes it's entertaining. It was kind of getting a little bit over the top for me. That's typically I don't even deal with or nothing like that. But I just had to do it because I'm not. We literally just sat here and read this long definition. We didn't even address when I mentioned, do you know the difference between positive and non-positive law? But he's supposed to be a judge and he's supposed to be this attorney and all these different things. And again, we don't, it's come on now, stop it. And I get it. I appreciate y'all knowing what time it is and what time it was. Y'all who listening, because we know what time it is. And again, this is the problem when these so-called professionals, and again, I have nothing against anybody for your skin color or nothing like that. So when you hear me say things that the good old white man taught you, what I'm trying to explain to you is that most people who are Caucasians, they don't have a clue either. Everybody doesn't have a clue. We all have been made into debt slaves with unknowingly. We all are ignorant of the contracts that we actually sign with these people when our mother is drugged up in the hospital and we being born and they got an epidural in her back and they're like, come on and sign these papers. We don't really know what's going on. And so You have to do an extensive amount of research and study to be able to put the pieces of this puzzle together. They are pledging you. They're borrowing money based off of the fact that you're going to work a job, pay taxes, so that that money can be paid back. So you can't tell me that this birth certificate is not a security, that is not utilized in international commerce and even domestic commerce, because again, how the state of, once they do a count of how many people are born in that state, then they're going to give them, they're going to allocate a certain amount of funds from out of the budget. Why do you think they're so adamant on tracking your account when it gets now $600? It went from $10,000 to a $600 threshold, because they're trying to have the ability to monitor everybody's account, because a lot of people ain't paying taxes. So they like, man, we need to see who's obligated to pay us taxes. We need to make sure we get that money, because we got to pay back the IMF for all the money that we've been borrowing based on a promise for you to pay it back. So yeah, that's, again, it was getting nowhere for me, y'all. I do apologize that I had to remove ones from the stage, but it's just like at some point, that's typically where Freda come in and being like that's more so he like to go back and forth with people like that. I get sometimes it just gets redundant. All they do is, you're a liar, you're a fraud, you're telling these people, but he sounds like the judge talking to one of my brothers from the street, and you're going to go to jail, and I'm putting you in jail for life. I don't care what your life was about. I don't have to understand where you're coming from. I just know that I got the power, and this is how I'm going to impose my will upon your life, my perspective, my thoughts, and utilize my power. And so that's why I enjoy talking to these people. I appreciate the sister Deborah, because she was an attorney, and we saw a good compare and contrast tonight. You have people who are professionals who are a-holes, and then you got people who are professionals who are still humble in their heart and in their minds, and they know that they don't know everything. Now, I substantiated my claim simply by just doing a Google search on what a security is. And by definition, the birth certificate can fall under that. But then I went a little further. First, I wanted to give you a general definition. Then I took you over to Title 31, which took us to Title 15, which is still up here at the top of the screen. And you can go and look in here and see for yourself the definition of the word securities. It says any note. Any note. So that birth certificate is printed on private commercial paper. See, this dude, like, again, this is how you know people are not reading the law. And they talk all this stuff about case law, but they read the case law that they want to read to try to disprove. That's the problem with the internet. When people are trying to disprove something, they go and they snatch out codes and things of that nature and all of that. I read the whole thing, because without going through the whole title and going back into those other titles, when they break it down, I mean, we even create flow charts just to break down how these things go sometimes, because one subchapter in a title could get very extensive. It could be 30 pages of material just in one subchapter trying to break one thing down. So it's important that we understand what's going on in the first place. It's just like we was talking to Robert yesterday, and he was mentioning all these things about what happens in the courtroom, but he doesn't even know what happens on the back end inside of the courtroom. And we brought that up as well. Well, what are they actually doing? And then I showed him proof. Now, he got off before he could actually hear me read my documents, but these are things that have actually worked and then ran the judge up out of there. But again, this guy's probably another one of those guys who will say, hey, you got to pay taxes. Everybody got to pay taxes. And I've had people scream and shout and bite, kick and scratch. And then when they see my WABN form, realize that I'm in a foreign status and I don't have to pay taxes. Then they be sitting here looking stupid. So, again, just because you haven't heard of it does not mean that it doesn't exist. Just because you can't comprehend or understand what's being brought forth in front of your eyes does not disprove or discredit the information that has been brought forth before your eyes. And to say that I didn't bring any facts, which I actually went right into depth, we went straight into it. We didn't waste any time. We went right into the law, positive law, in fact, to describe these things. And then you have a person who is a judge or a so-called lawyer, liar, attorney, whatever it is that you are in your profession. Then you come to the lion's den and then you really get your head bit off, but you're so arrogant and you're so full of yourself, you're such an airhead that you don't realize that you got your head bit off, and then now you're just walking without your head on your shoulders. But it is what it is. The beauty in it is that I'm really not offended. Like I said, I enjoy having dialogue until he just goes on rambling negative thoughts. Somebody is a liar, things of that nature. So if I the rules of this room, Brother Euro mentioned that hey, he gave you a green bean for a reason. So I utilized and exercised the power that I had because I was given permission to. And when someone tells me that, hey, I gave you that green bean, then do something. Again, I didn't remove him from the room, but I just moved him to the audience because he was just going to continue rambling about how I'm trying to sell something. Wait, what you saying?
He was in here for a while, bro. He was in here for a while. I don't really give a damn about moving people to the audience, but I ain't going back and forth with it. So, you was the one talking to him. Nobody else was talking to him. You just got tired of talking. Shit. Hey, that's how it go, bro.
Yeah, facts. And that's really what it was. I wasn't even tired of talking to him, but
he wasn't talking about shit. He just wanted to go back and forth. He didn't even want to go back and forth properly, and actually, he just wanted to go back and forth for his own. I don't even understand. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I got lost like a couple hours ago. I really don't know what his purpose was. But I know I've had him on stage before, and it wasn't like that. I don't know what happened. Maybe he let too many people get under his skin. That time I got to him, I don't know. But it wasn't educational. So regardless, shit. Somebody got to do something, I guess. I'm with you.
Yeah.